like Mrs. Merkel, even Vladimir Putin and so on, they all have been young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. Mm-hmm. But what we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more, half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
And that's true in Argentina too. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's true in Argentina as well.
It's true in Argentina, and it's true in France now. Mm-hmm. I'm with the president, who is a young global leader. But what is important for me?
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And you guys know I give you the truth. Nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but what does it do? It sets you free. And that's right, guys. It doesn't matter whether it's Putin, Xi, Biden, Trump. They're all part of the New World Order's movie in order to move us over to this fourth industrial revolution. I bought you this simulation almost 2 years ago, and it's definitely relevant now because we see the digital yuan is about to take over. And we hear Gary Gensler speak about the CIPS that was formed in 2015. And this is a simulation, but they're telling the truth all the way through it. The United States is behind on purpose because they're creating this currency war. And we listen to the IMF president speak about liquidity because this is what it's all about, guys. You're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars that are going to be unlocked. And then plus, when you look at Paxos real-time settlements on securities, guys, this is going to be unbelievable. And then on top of it, you add in a Murrah. Guys, we're going to see an economy that we're not even going to recognize in the next 3 years. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you because he knows. When it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
But for Gary, so it is the case, just to confirm what the Secretary of Defense and Treasury are saying, the Chinese would have visibility into these transactions.
They absolutely would.
And is it that they know what they're seeing when the Chinese are transacting, the North Koreans are transacting?
The only difference, with all respect, Mr. Secretary, is Alipay and WeChat Pay are used in the retail space, and Secretary of Treasury is absolutely right. They have that visibility. But now it's a third party, a country, North Korea, using that along with a new system called a cross-border payment system, right, a CIPS, which is competing with SWIFT. So they have a new messaging system that they stood up in 2016, as you recall. Yes. And that new messaging system, I don't think it will undermine the role of the US dollar in international commerce, but it absolutely puts to bed that SWIFT cannot be used as an instrument of international policy. So this is
a really important.
I'd like to know about the CIPX. This basically, am I correct in understanding that it is the Chinese equivalent to SWIFT?
They actually took the software from SWIFT with the memorandum of understanding. They took that software and created their own messaging system.
And are there other countries that are using it or might potentially use it? And is there a tipping point at which point the global economy will be, in fact, bifurcated?
Again, I think we're decades away from China developing the robust capital markets and the legal systems to compete with the US dollar. But to your question, yes, other countries have adopted the CIPS. Russia has back in 2019. They entered into a bunch of agreements. And so they're moving value, money, outside of the SWIFT system. And more, all respect to the State Department, we won't be able to use SWIFT. We've sort of weaponized SWIFT, but we won't be able to use it that much longer.
Tremendous liquidity we have in the world that is sitting idle. And then have a new, hopefully, upswing. Some are talking about a way to stimulate inflation, Kuroda-san, by having that investment momentum that makes the liquidity moving a little bit faster.
We certainly want to see banks succeed in this new world order.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols? Who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.